YouTube, what's going on, guys? Iggy MB5679 here. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. See that thing right there? See it? Dude, that thing just came flying out of the sky. Like, shoo, boom, and just flew right in front of me and just smacked into the ground like straight committed suicide type shit. It just like that bug just jumped off this building. That's what it looked like. It just came flying, shoo, boom. But really, I think it got something to do with the damn weather, bro. That thing just came flying, like it just got smacked with some frequency, some signal, or just a heat wave. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Again, MB5679. Welcome to the craziness and the crazy part of your day and the outside of the box thinking, because we are trying to figure out the truth. And today I'm going to try to tell you why I think Barr just allowed the feds to start executing people again, and why that ties into Epstein. But alright, let's try this again, man. Fucking see me? Alright. Man, it's like the third time I'm trying this. Video ain't working, can't see the screen, keep hitting on record. Anyways, look at this, guys. Bam! Right there. Shabamity bam. You see that mind reader? That man is a mind reader. By the way, I'm in like a heavy populated area. I'm where all the colleges are, so you gotta bear with me if I keep walking into people and cars and stuff. You want to stop and let me walk by you? Like, we're weird. Sorry, man. Bam, look right there. Okay, this dude's coming into Pittsburgh. All right, now I want to read the back of this to you because this is what they're pushing out in the public, not only to our kids and stuff, but also they're just pushing the public to grown men and women, and it's just getting more and more programmed into people's minds, and they're just normalizing stuff like this. You know what I mean? So let me read the back of this real quick, guys. I gotta meet my boy real quick. Yeah, I'm in a heavy populated area. A lot of people around me. It's where everyone goes to college. There's a couple colleges all crammed into this little section of town, and one of them's Pitt, which is, Division I, big college. But all right. Is that where I gotta go? No, Heber. I gotta go to Heber. So anyway, my bad. Mark Tolan. If you want to do your research on this guy, his name is Mark Tolan, M-A-R-K space T-O-L-A-N-D. Okay, Mark Tolan knows what you're thinking. He can tell your birthday, where you grew up, and what you did last summer. To him, your mind is an open book. Tolan has appeared everywhere from NBC to NPR to his own TED talk. And now you can find out why the Chicago Tribune says Mark Tolan is mind-blowing, and why countless audiences from Orlando to San Diego recognize him for being, quote, one of the best mentalists in the world, unquote. In his latest mental masterpiece, Mind Reader, the audience is the cast, your thoughts are his props, and your mind is his stage. Over the course of 75 minutes, Mark will dazzle you with psychological illusions and mysteries of the mind. An artist in residence at the esteemed Chicago Magic Lounge, the Chicago Reader has repeatedly voted Portland Fringe Festival calls, quote, clearly created with the skeptic in mind. It's full of laugh out loud moments and countless surprises. Mind Reader, a celebration of mystery that deserves to be experienced firsthand in Liberty Magic's intimate first row theater. And this is what they're pushing, okay? God, storm, excuse me. I can't see, the sun's so bright, I can't see out here. Battery's dying. This is what they're pushing out here, guys. And for everyone that looks at this and says, oh man, that's just pretend, or everyone in the audience will be actors and it's all staged. And nah, because I got family members that went to see like psychics and stuff like that, and were like mind blown, like, yo, this dude knew my date of birth, where I grew up, like you know what I'm saying, like psychics and people you never met before that just know all this stuff about you out of nowhere. That's the type of thing this is, okay? And I can almost guarantee that there's not going to be all actors in the audiences. He'll really pick people and he'll read their mind. And what this is all coming down to, what I'm trying to say, is that these are Satanists. These are Luciferians. You do not get magical powers in this world unless you worship the devil. And everything Every conspiracy we study, everything we research, every rabbit hole we go down leads back to the same thing. Good and evil, angels and demons, heaven and hell. Iggy checking in, guys. Let's get into it right now, man. I'm going to read you the U.S. government orders first federal execution. Alright, guys. First, let's go over this before I go over the significance. U.S. government orders first federal execution since 2003, July 26, 2019. The U.S. federal government is to resume executing death row inmates after 16-year hiatus. The Justice Department has announced 16, 6 plus 1, 7. Alright, I won't. Attorney General William Barr said in a statement he had directed the Bureau of Prisons to schedule the executions of 5 inmates. Mr. Barr said the 5 had been convicted of murders or rapes of children or the elderly. Just remember that line. Mr. Barr said the 5 had been convicted of murders or rapes of children or elderly. And know that 5 right there, right? This will be the first execution since 2003. You drop the zeros in gematria. 2 plus 3 is 5. Oh, look, and a 5 and 3 is right there. The executions have been scheduled for December 2019 and January 2020. Under administration of both parties, the Department of Justice has sought the death penalty against the worst criminals. Mr. Barr said in a statement, "The Justice Department upholds the rule of law, and we owe it to the victims and the families to carry forward the sentence imposed by our justice system." Mr. Barr's announcement lifts what was an informal moratorium on the federal death penalty as opposed to state-directed execution since the 2003 execution of Louis Jones Jr., a 53-year-old Gulf War veteran who murdered 19-year-old soldier Tracy Joy McBride. God rest her soul, by the way, and I send remorse to her family. My condolences. Robert Dunham from the Death Penalty Information Center said the decision did not come as a surprise. President Trump has been a staunch supporter of capital punishment and has proposed several extreme uses of it, including for selling drugs and for all murders involving state and local police officers, he said. So it was not a surprise that he would seek to have executions carried out. I think the biggest surprise is that it took as long as it did. Meanwhile, the American Civil Liberties Union said the fact that the executions were scheduled so close together raised serious questions about the fairness for each of those cases. We need time to consider and review cases, and that's just probably no basis for lumping cases together in this way and rushing forward, said Cassie Stubbs from the group. Under the U.S. justice system, crimes can be tried either in federal courts at a national level or at state courts at a regional level. Certain crimes that apply nationally, such as counterfeiting currency or mail theft, and automatically tried at a federal level, while others are tried in federal courts based on the severity of the crimes. And that's what it looks like when you get put to death, by the way. They strap you to that bed, they inject you with a needle, unless you want electrocuted. The death penalty was outlawed at state and federal level by 1972 court decision that canceled all existing death penalty statutes. A 1976 Supreme Court decision reinstated the death penalty to a number of states. In 1988, the government passed legislation that made the death penalty available again at a federal level. According to data collected by the Death Penalty Information Center, 78 people were sentenced to death in federal cases between 1988 and 2018, but only 3 have since been executed. The 62 inmates currently on federal death row. There are 62 on death row right now. Mr. Barr is to allow the prison authorities to use single drug petrobarbital in place of 3 drug produced previously used in federal execution. The drug is a potent sedative that slows down the body, including the nervous system, to the point of death. The 5 executions to be scheduled would take place at a United States penitentiary at Terre Haute, Indiana, and additional executions would take place at a later date. The Justice Department said Terre Haute, Indiana is a really bad Fed joint, from what I understand, from what I know people that have been there. For more than a decade and a half, the federal death penalty was mostly an afterthought, although there was no formal moratorium or the procedure as there was in some states where opposition to execution has been growing, a combination of administration in interior, protracted appeals processes, practical obstacles, and the relatively few numbers of federal death row inmates combined to grind executions to a de facto halt. And now, guys, this is repeating itself. I'm skipping this. Capital punishment in the United States. The death penalty is a legal punishment in 29 United States. Okay. If you want to read that, go ahead. We need to get into this. I don't want this to be too long. Bam. Go ahead and freeze that. Let's get into it. Okay, guys. Now, why that carries significance, okay? And somehow I'm going to add stuff into this video, clips and stuff. And just point out a couple things with Epstein and his house and his little island and so much demonic symbology that I did not have no idea was there because I'd never seen the pictures of his land. But, guys, do you not see all this coming together? Epstein gets found injured with strangulation around his neck, committed attempted suicide, or Tartagalone did it. In Suicide Watch, it's impossible for two inmates to touch each other. It's impossible. You can't be out on Suicide Watch. They're lying through their teeth. Not only that, here, you want me to be a real jag-off, which I wasn't trying to do yesterday? But how about this, feds? If he's on Suicide Watch, that means he has a camera in his cell. So why don't you show the footage? Why don't you guys simply look at it to see what happened? He can't be on Suicide Watch without a camera in his cell. There is no Suicide Watch cells in the country that don't have a camera in them. The main thing of Suicide Watch is to keep you safe, which means they have to observe you 24/7. These people are lying. This proves how much of a psyop Epstein's case is, because none of it's real, okay? He's probably not even in jail, dude. That's how bad they're lying. That's how bad this lie is. I've been to prison. I've worked Suicide Watch. You have cameras in your cell, especially in the feds. The feds are way more strict with this stuff. They actually take care of inmates. The state doesn't. The state don't care. Okay? The feds, they care a little more. They have to, for some reason, they have to take care of inmates. I'm telling you, when fed dudes come to the county jail to wait, dude, they get different treatment than the other inmates. They get more food. They get bigger snack bags. They'll get these baggies. Nobody gets a bag lunch, an extra bag lunch. No one gets them, but the feds do. Ask anyone who's been in jail, they'll tell you that. Now, do you not see the coincidence? Which there is no coincidence. It's all happening for a reason. I'm gonna tell you right now that I bet you they just allowed this. Right after Epstein gets out federal indictment for raping children, they passed the execution law again. They reinstate the execution law. So now 5 inmates will die, which were all charged with raping children and elderly women. Do you not see what they're doing? So basically, what I'm going to think is going to happen now is that Epstein's going to get tried. He's going to get found guilty, and he's going to get the death penalty. And he's going to end up dying. Don't it look like that? Why all of a sudden they passed the execution law? Yeah, it's weird. They haven't killed no one in a while, man. But anyway, guys, I want to bring you that to the table, man. And then with these pictures, I'm gonna throw in there, man. His house has so much symbology, and the only reason I want to point this stuff out is that, well, here first let's talk about the Manhattan blackout. Okay, I'll show you the picture right here. The Manhattan blackout, boom, and the flag stays lit for the Manhattan blackout. All of Manhattan goes out, but the flag stays lit. And then the streets, okay, went to 72nd Street, which was like Clinton's age. And they were saying that Clinton did that because they were trying to get in there and attack him. No, they are saying all that and doing all that because it's a darn psyop. It's a psyop. Then I'm going to show you Trump on the July 4th going like this. Look. the jets fly by in the shape of a triangle, a pyramid, like this, you know, like this, the all-seeing eye of Horus. Yeah, that eye of Providence, that flies by. And here's what Trump goes. Watch my fingers. He goes like this. He goes. He makes a Q, okay? Now, I know he's done this many times. That's why he is behind Q, because Q is a psyop. And I know you Q guys been saying this stuff for years, and I know you think this is it all coming out. And man, I hope you're right, QAnon guys. I hope you're right. I love audience, man. I don't want the division. I want the unity, okay? So I hope you guys are right. I hope Trump's a good man. I wish he was of God. I pray for him. I hope he's doing the right thing. But the way it looks, it don't look good. It don't look like it's going to happen. And we could all be at war very soon, or something even worse. I don't know, we could get worse than that. My bad. But you get what I'm saying. We could all be in bad situations if something happens. And this ain't fear porn. I'm just talking to you like I would on the street. That's all I'm doing. I'm not scared of none of this stuff. This is not fear porn. This is just how scary the future looks, to keep it real with you. Now, also I want to say, now I'll show that Trump thing, but Epstein's islands and his mansion was so much symbology in it of Luciferian Satanism. And what I'm trying to tell you is that he's a billionaire, so most likely he's a Luciferian, which means he worshiped the devil. The devil made him rich. Now, this don't happen to them people. Their own people never fall. They'll do these psyops to make us think that, to keep us distracted and programmed. That would be the reason for the psyop, just to keep us like, yeah, he's on our side. But really deep down, he's not. And hopefully he is. This is all me stating out of my opinion. None of these are facts, man. It can be 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm out of here. See you guys tonight live.